Hello, crafters, and good morning. It's Monday morning here, and I hope you're all well. I just thought I'd do a little impromptu fussy cutting because I need to cut out all these images for my videos for the Love from Lizi kit, and that's the Love from Lizi December 2023 card kit. It's called Making Memories, and I have an unboxing video down below. The link will be down below, as well as links to Lizi's kit. So I'm just going to have a little waffle for a while, just a short while, and until people start popping up. And there's my beautiful daughter from the Netherlands. Hey, Alicia, how are you? Yeah, so I just thought rather than sitting here and fussy cutting, you know, by myself, I thought I would just come on and do a YouTube live and fussy cut away. And if anyone joined me, they did. And if they didn't, they didn't. Sure, it's not a bother. Anyway, the scissors I'm using, this is one of the first scissors I got. You can see it's fairly worn, but it is brilliant. I have the Fiskars scissor sharpener, and I use that to sharpen all my scissors in my craft room. And I have many scissors that can be used for fussy cutting. I have this one. You get it when you get the Cricut. You get the all the pieces for it. I have these lovely ones here and these ones, but I find for my hand, these are the best. I love they're sprung, and because they're sprung, they really do fussy cut well. And I know there's lots. There's Tim Holtz ones, there's Cutterbee ones, there's loads of them. But I have to say, if I was to have any scissors, this would be the one that I would go to all the time. I just find I get a little bit of pain through my thumb sometimes. Um, and I just find with these I don't get that pain. So yeah, so that's hey Jenny, welcome from Victoria, Australia. There is a wonderful family member. My husband's first cousin lives in Australia, and she watches often. She's probably asleep now. But hi Karen, if you do watch this later. So Australia, beautiful country, wouldn't want to live there. Not, and the only reason I wouldn't want to live there is because the amount of things that want to kill you. So yeah, but a beautiful country. Love to go and visit sometime. Yeah, so this is what I plan on doing. I'm just going to fussy cut out the images, and I mean, there's lovely pattern paper on the back, but I love using ephemera when I'm doing card making, and so this will be my own ephemera because we didn't get ephemera in the kit this month. So I'm going to start fussy cutting, and I'm going to show you what I do. The first thing I do is I actually cut them out. Now, if you have a scan and cut or a Cricut or one of those, it'll do it for you beautifully. And I do have a scan and cut. Would you believe that? It was something that I got, I'd say, about a year into card making. Hubby thought it would be a great idea for me to have a scan and cut. And, well, I did, and kind of encouraged him. And yeah, I got one. And you know what? Every time I go to cut something out on it, it wouldn't cut the card deep enough, or it was cutting into the mat. And I just found that the time it was taken to actually cut out the images, well, not to cut them out, but to prep it, because I didn't have a designated place in my crafty space for it. So I'd have to take it out, I'd have to sit it up on the desk, get it all sorted, and it was more hassle than it was worth. And then it wasn't easy to use, and I'm not very good techie wise. My daughter Alicia, who is watching, she would be my techie go-to person, or my other daughter Megan, I'd go to her. And I was struggling to get it to do what I wanted. So I just gave up on it. And I know there's some great groups out there and very helpful groups. But to be honest, I just haven't bothered. It's such a waste. Um, Jenny says, it's funny, I'd love to live in Ireland. My family came from there back in 1855. Wow, Jenny, that's so cool. I wonder what part of Ireland they came from. Yeah, isn't that always the way? We're never happy most of the time with where we are. I have to say, since we moved here to this house, I am very content. My husband has got wheels under him. He never settles for very long. The problem is he has a very high IQ. He has an IQ of 186, and that was the last time he did a Mensa test a couple of years ago. He has a very high IQ. So what will happen is Mike will go into a job and he'll do really well in the job and he'll grow in the job, but he'll get to a point where he's not growing, he's not going any further in the job, and so he gets bored. And what he'll do is he'll retrain for something else, and then he'll go and do that job somewhere. So my husband has been an aircraft engineer. He can fix light aircrafts, or he used to be licensed for it, but yeah, he got fed up with that. Imagine that. And he's done all different engineering within companies for manufacturing and stuff. Yeah, he's done loads. And so we would move and the kids would move as you know, Michael would change his job, and I didn't mind because sure, you know, your life is like chapters. So each time he'd start somewhere new, it'd be like a new chapter. And I always encouraged him to do, you know, what he felt was right for him at the end of the day, because he was always the breadwinner and the earner. So I kind of felt, you know, it was my job to make sure that he was happy in his job. And it was his job to make sure I was always happy in my job. And he always did. I mean, we had our ups and downs and bolshy moments on occasion. But I have to say, I met Mike when I was 16. He was 17. My birthday is in May. His birthday is in October. So for a little while, I'm his younger, you know, I'm his younger little woman. And we've been together ever since. And I feel very blessed by that fact. We have had our moments, you know, but generally it's, you know, he's a great man. I don't know if he's going to be watching this now, but he was a good husband, and he is a good husband and a good dad. And yeah, so I don't know where I'm going with all this. Hi Denise. Just been doing some housework and seeing the post. Oh, lovely. Well, sure, you can be houseworking away there while I'm chatting away here. And yeah, just keep each other company. So yeah, that's the crack there now. So I have to say I'm happy in this house. This one we've kind of settled for. Our hubby is happy in the job he does. And he's kind of settled now, I think. he's done roaming. I think he has. So yeah, he enjoys what he's doing at the moment. I love being here. I love my craft room. I haven't got it fully set up yet. I am dying to do a craft room tour, but my craft room is one of the last things that we're kind of going to do anything with, you know. And I'm one of these people that believes that you don't move into a house and just do all the things straight away. We've owned a number of houses and we've lived in a number of houses. And thanks, Jenny. And sometimes you'll move into a house and you'll make all these changes, and then over a year or 2 years later, you kind of find that, you know, oh, I'm sorry I did that now. I should have done this or I should have done that. So the first year we've been here, we've lived in this house. We made a couple of little changes and we did a bit of decoration as you do, you know. But in general, we haven't done a lot. I wanted to let the garden grow for one thing for a year to see what grew and what wouldn't, you know, and to identify what plants I had and stuff like that. And yeah, so we've been doing things. We took out the oil central heating, which is kerosene actually. Everyone says, oh, I've oil central heating, but it's not actually oil, it's kerosene. But we had one of those in and it wasn't very efficient. So we put in a pellet stove or a pellet burner, and I have to say, I'm just blown away by it. Now, we were intending to put that in the craft room. So, because this is actually the coldest room in the house, and it's not cold, but you know, it's the coldest room in the house. And so it was going to go down here, and it is a beast. We call it the Dalek, Derek the Dalek, because it's a biggie. It's, you know, it'll heat up, I think, 16 or 20 radiators on its system. But my goodness, the difference between it and the heating last year is just phenomenal. I would definitely recommend it. The cost for the pellets that you put in is so much cheaper than your oil central heating. Initially, the layout is a bit expensive, but I think in the long run, it was a really good purchase. We sit here at night now and gosh, the sweat's coming out through us. We're like, will we turn it off now for a while? So yeah, but it's just the little things like that. I've decorated the dining room and I've decorated our bedroom. Our bedroom was in the back. All the back rooms in this bungalow we're in are all bedrooms. The front rooms are sitting room, dining room and kitchen, and it's a kitchen come dining room. And I just didn't like it because I've always lived in houses where at the back of the house was where your kitchen was and the back door was. Um, Denise has been married for 49 years and moved 6 times. We keep saying we've one move left to do, which will be downsizing to a bungalow in a few years. Well, I'll tell you, Denise, I kind of feel I'm done roaming at this time. We counted it up. Since I met Michael and moved in with him at 18, I have moved, I think it's 26 times. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of moving around between living in Ireland and living in England. Yeah, we've lived in 26. I think it was 26, or is it 27? We go with 26 to be conservative, but in all those different places together. We did a lot of moving when the girls were young. Alicia, I don't know if you want to pipe in how you felt about it, but I kind of figured, you know what, if you don't do the moving, you know, I didn't think it would bother them too much, and I think most kids aren't too bothered. I'm sure it gets hard, you know, when you're making friends and stuff, and then you move and you lose those friends. But I think a lot of them, they had Facebook and stuff like that, so they were able to keep in touch with friends. Plus, as you grow and you get older, you might keep a few friends, I think, but most of the time friends come and grow, you know, as you grow as a person. So I kind of didn't feel bad about all the moving that we did through the years. But I'm sure different people have different tales to tell regarding moving and moving too much and stuff like that. But I don't think the girls did too bad. That's a lot. It is, Jenny. Um, Hi, Edwina. Welcome. Where in England did we live? We lived in Broccoli. We lived in Hastings. We lived in Croydon. We lived in, let me see where else. And you know, I'd need Mike here now for him to be reminding me of all the different places. Bexhill, I think we lived in. Yeah, I think we lived in 4 or 5 different places in the UK. I loved Hastings. Hastings was a beautiful place to live. People were quite friendly there. Had a great job there. When we lived there, I worked for a magazine company that you know, if you subscribe to the BBC Good Food magazine or any of those types of magazine, this company actually was the place that sent them out from. So if you had a query and you got onto customer service, I was one of those people. And I loved it there. The staff were fab. The boss, the owner of the company, was a lady and she was lovely. Her partner, he was there as well. I didn't like him so much. He was kind of, I don't know, he was very kind of aggressive, passive aggressive, if you know what I mean. So I never really, I would have been very kind of shy back then. So I didn't really like him. But I did love the job while we were there. And yeah, we got pregnant with our first daughter and we decided that we wanted, we as in I decided I wanted to move back home and have my baby born in Ireland. Plus I wanted to be close to family and friends and all that. So yeah, we moved back. Yeah, so moved all over the place. But so that's the story there now. So I'm happy here. I have two windows, one to my right and one to my left in my craft room. And I have beautiful views. The one to my right looks down the length of the garden. And the one to my left looks out onto fields. And it's just beautiful. We're literally 3-4 kilometers from our nearest town. It's a small town in Mayo, and there is a massive Tesco. It's like a grade A Tesco store where I live, and I'm between two big towns. I'd call them cities, but I don't know if they're, you know, quantify as cities. But I live between Ballina and Castlebar. And so great for shopping, absolutely great. And I'm close enough to Sligo that it only takes an hour to pop to Sligo if we want. So, and then to go down to Shannon or Limerick, there's a great road. So it's like to Shannon Airport is about an hour and 20 minutes. And Limerick, which is a brilliant city for crafting products. There's a range there and there's lots of other shops that sell crafty things, the works and all that. But yeah, where we are is just so central to go up to Dublin. It's about 2.5 hours up to Dublin. So I love it where we are. It's brilliant. Michael's family live in a little village in Sligo, and it's about 50 minutes to them. And yeah, so it's a grand, handy, accessible, especially for family to come and visit and stuff. It's really nice. So I'm comfortable here. I don't have one move left in me, Denise. I'd rather never move again if I had my way. But I know there's always one move, whether it's to a retirement home or into a box. And I know that is so morbid, but like, you know, it's the truth. So yeah, I wouldn't be adverse to moving again if it was a case that we needed to move closer to family or whatever reason. I would move again, but I don't like the idea of it right now. You know, I think it'll take me about 5 years before I want to move again, you know, because we moved so much in the last few years that I was really getting tired of it, and it was causing me anxiety. Really, and that's the honestness of it. You know, I see Sam from Mixed Up Crafts. I know a lot of you would be followers of her, and she had a move, and you know, it all just looks so lovely and everything. But the truth about moving is, yeah, it can be very stressful. It can be very hard work. I can't imagine now having to box up all my craft room again and moving all of that. That was the hardest part, folks, not anything else, because I find a move is brilliant for getting rid of the junk. Is anyone else a hoarder? I'm not a hoarder. My husband is a hoarder. You follow Sam as well, Jenny. Isn't she brilliant? She really encouraged me. She gave me confidence in what I'm doing. It was my daughters, Megan and Alicia, and Caitlin too, but they bought me some crafty products for Christmas one year. Some ready-made card blanks and stuff like that. And my daughter Alicia was a big gamer on YouTube, and so was my husband actually. They were doing live gaming and recording. They were sharing it, literally live streaming it, and also recording it and putting it up on YouTube channels. And I was crafting away with this new little hobby, really enjoying it. And Alicia said to me, Mom, you should totally, record this and put it up on YouTube. And me being outgoing and sure, I'll give anything a try once. I started doing that. So if you go back and look at my YouTube beginnings, it's really just sharing what I made and not actual tutorials. But then as I grew in confidence and kind of felt, well, you know what? It's hard to feel like you can have a channel and, tell people what to do. So my thing was, well, look, this is what I've done. This is how I've made it, if you're interested in seeing. So it just grew from there, really. Um, and I really enjoy it. I love what I do. I craft when I like because this is a hobby for me. For the likes of Sam and Jennifer Maguire and all them, I know there's a lot of them, they do it, as an income because you can make great money if you have a lot of subscribers and, they're giving you, buying you a coffee or, giving you the likes and all that. Um, but I'm not in it for that. I'm just in it because I would be set here crafting. So I figure, well, if I'm set here crafting, I might as well record it and share the video. And sure, if there's one other person that sits down and watches it and enjoys it, well, hey, I'm delighted. That's why I tend to do my best to respond when people leave comments on my videos. Because I feel, well, if you've taken the time to watch my video and leave a comment, the least I can do is respond back. Now, if I had 1,000 odd comments, I might feel very differently about that. Because I'm a small channel, it kind of suits me to do it. Let's have a look at the comments. Jenny follows Sam. Edwina says moving is so stressful. It is. It really can be stressful. I just think it depends on how you manage the actual moving itself. The move to this house we got on IKEA on the website, and I got all they're kind of like a grey blue box. Um, they're a big box for storage, and I'd say we bought about 30 of them. And rather than putting stuff in cardboard boxes, I put everything in that. And what I did was I put stuff into the boxes that I knew I would want to go up in the attic. I have so much stuff from when we had all the family living with us and then they had partners living with us. Beautiful cake plates with, the glass covers, and I had so much stuff. But the last move we had before this one, I found I had all this stuff in the presses and I wasn't using it. So I decided what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through everything, decide what I want to keep, what I want, to keep that I'm going to use, and what I want to keep that I'm going to put up in storage. Because I feel like if we ever had a big family get together and I needed all the crockery and all the plates and all the beautiful, dishware, well, I'd have it all in storage and I could bring it out and use it. And I thought, well, maybe if my girls get their own place, and they're like, oh, I've made a cake and I have friends coming and I need a display cake thing. I just thought I'd have it. And I figure I'm going to give it 5 years. If I've stuff up in the attic for more than 5 years, then I'm going to get rid of it and give it to the charity shop. That's my plan of action anyway. Yeah, let's have a look. Denise says she's an absolute hoarder of books and crafty things. Yes, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that, Denise, because I do it too. As long as everything has its place. Do you know what I mean? When you see crafters, now I'm saying this and I do have stacks of stuff, but only because I know I'm going to get belly bookcases. And I know when, see, a third of my craft room over there is all hubby stuff. And we're planning next year on our garage getting converted into like a clean room space for my husband, so he can have all his stuff over there. So my thing is, when all that stuff gets moved, I can take all the stuff that's over here and I'll be able to have my lovely bookcases over there, and I'll have some over there. And I want to have a second crafty table over there in front of the window and set up my sewing machine and stuff like that. So I kind of feel if you have stuff and it's all in piles, then, if you're just storing stuff in big piles and not using it, well, then that's kind of a waste. But if you're using products and you get enjoyment out of it, it's like Sam's collections, the made to surprise collections. I collect them to have them. I don't smoke, I don't drink, we don't go out, we don't go out for meals and stuff like that. Not because we don't, we can't, we choose not to. We have other things we like to do. So getting Sam's collections, for me, that's my going out on a Saturday, having lunch out, maybe treating myself to a new dress or a new top or whatever. Do you know, I collect Sam's collections instead. That's what I like to do. And most of the time, I will use them on one-off cards that someone will say, oh, will you make me a birthday card or a wedding anniversary card or whatever? I'll do that. If I'm personalizing it, I don't tend to record that because, it's personal stuff I'm adding onto it for people. So I don't record that. So you don't see me showcasing Sam's collections. And it's something I was only talking to my friend Benita over in Sweden about the other day. I think what I'm going to do in the new year is use Sam's collection and at least make one thing using that collection for on my channel, because she does such beautiful collections. And I know Sam and Gemma, her design team member, Gemma is lovely as well. She's just a beautiful person. They make stuff using it, but I thought, there's enough on YouTube that people might find it interesting. So that's my plan for the new year. I used to get the Paper Craft Society kit. I have cancelled that subscription. It's a very personal thing. I think the kits are lovely, etc. But I just found that I wasn't utilizing it as much as I should be for the cost of it. As someone in Ireland, it works out expensive to get it every year. And I thought, I'm not enjoying it as much as I am, as I should be. I'm not making cards with it as much anymore for my channel. So I just thought, you know what, I'm going to take a break. I can always come back to it and resubscribe if I want, and do that. And I can always, purchase a one-off box when it comes out if I spot one that I like and I want to get. So that's my plan of action there. Let's see what else. Jenny says, I'm glad you started a YouTube channel. Thank you, Jenny. Denise says, Sam is brilliant. I've been following her from when she was in Malaysia. Yeah, she's been doing it a while. She's just so awesome. She's so creative. Alicia says, I'll take a cake stand when you're over next year, Alicia. You can go through all the stuff and we'll ship over whatever you like. Um, let's see. Jenny is a bit of a collector of the Made to Surprise as well. And Denise says Gemma does some lovely cards. I follow her too. Gemma does some lovely, lovely crafty cards and other things, boxes and gift boxes and all kinds of things. She's a lovely person. I am very blessed to have got to know Gemma, and we've shared phone numbers, so we WhatsApp each other on occasion. And she's just such a love, like she is honestly as nice as she comes across. She is in real life as well. She's genuinely a lovely, lovely person, a beautiful spirit and soul. And I have to say, Sam is as well. She is a beautiful person. She is very generous with her time and everything. And she's just a lovely person as well. I consider them, both of them, friends, not friends, but friends nonetheless. Like if Sam messaged me and said, Simone, I need you to come over here and do something for me, I'd get on a plane and do it, and the same for Gemma. I think they're just so lovely, but they're very blessed. They have lots of family and friends around them, but yeah, lovely, lovely creators. Denise says she's beginning to agree with me regarding the Papercraft Society. I'm thinking of doing Love from Lizi. Well, do you know what? I would recommend it. I have to say, I did love Papercraft Society, but I think pound for pound, I think you get far more in the Love from Lizi kits. Now, I'll say one thing, Papercraft Society boxes, they do fantastic stamps and die sets in them. But for Lizi, she doesn't just focus on the dies and stamps. She focuses on all the other products. And if you watch my unboxings or even Lizi's unboxings, there's so much product that you get in a kit. It gobsmacks me every time. And then there's so much on the website that Lizi has. I think a lot of people just consider Love from Lizi as, a card subscription thing, but she actually has products on her website as well, which I think again are very good value. If I'm looking for something craft wise, I'll have a look on Lizi's website as well as the Craft Stash website, because Craft Stash as well are brilliant. And generally between the two websites, I find whatever I might be looking for generally. I know since COVID, there's a lot of companies like CraftStash and many other UK crafty companies that are having trouble stocking products. I think the world went a bit gaga with bloody COVID. It's hard to get anything. And I suppose it should make us realize, that for some of us, this ease of just getting what we want, that it takes a toll on the planet producing what we need and expect to have so easily. But yeah, I find between the two companies, they have a great amount of product for crafters. Now, there's loads of other great companies as well. There's some great Irish companies that have products if you're in Ireland. There's also some great local stores. I go to my local Mr. Price and pick up lots of little bits and pieces in their craft section. Deals, which is Poundland, I think, in the UK. They have on occasion great stuff as well. So it's just a matter of shopping around, really. But when it comes to the kit, I purchased Lizi's kit, and I think because I was doing videos, she asked me then to become a design team member. So I get the kit and the extra bits that I share on my unboxings from Lizi from free. I don't have affiliate links to Love from Lizi. I could have if I wanted, but I don't feel it's necessary, really. I think I get the kit, and for me, I'm chuffed with that, that I don't have to pay it. I still pay the customs fees of it coming into Ireland, and to be quite honest, it's nothing at all, and I still think that what I get is really worth it. I would be making videos using the kit, so I mean, I think I'm doing really well. I'm really lucky. But if Lizzie said to me in the morning, Simone, I'm changing up my design team members now, so thanks for doing the last year or 2 years or whatever, but I'm not going to be sending you the kit anymore, I'd say no problem, Lizzie. Thanks a million. And I would go back on and I would resubscribe as a subscriber. I'd have no hard feelings about it whatsoever. And I would still continue to get the kit because it is a pleasure to craft with. So that's my honest opinion there, Denise. I don't push the kit because I'm a design team member. I push the kits and I share the kits because it's something I actually enjoy making and enjoy doing. What I do find hard sometimes is whether I'm going to do a 10 cards, one kit video or make 10 cards, 10 videos using the kit. Because sometimes what I'll do is I'll design up my cards and I prep them all ready. And then what I do is I sit down and record the 10 cards. And sometimes then when I go to editing and I'll go to edit each, into a 10 card kit video with editing them down, gosh, I could have a video that's an hour and a half or an hour and 40 minutes because, some of my cards are intricate, and so then I'll decide, right, I've just spent a day and a half editing that. Do I want to make this into 10 videos? I've gotten a bit better at it now. I kind of know if I have like different card designs and there's, they're going to take me, an hour or so to make, then I know, right, I need to do this lot as, 10 videos. And I think you guys love the idea of having a video every day or every Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, Monday kind of thing, whether it's a 10-minute long video or, 25 minutes or half an hour or 5 minutes. I think you like having, that's the feedback I'm kind of seeing, that some of you love to come in and see after work or whatever. Oh, Simone has a little video up. I'll sit down now with a cup of coffee or a cup of tea and watch that. So that's why I tend to do the 10 videos more so now than what I was doing, because I think you enjoy it more. Because I was very much, oh, I've done a gatefold card. I can't do another gatefold card on my channel. It'll have to be a gatefold, something different kind of card. But now I feel, well, I'm using a different kit. I may be making a gatefold card, but I'm, prettying it up with the kit in a different way. So that's what I kind of struggle with regards my videos and using the kit. So it'd be great to have feedback actually if, I'm making 10 videos using the kit. Is that the majority preference, or would you prefer it all to be on one video? Do you prefer, more basic cards as opposed to, intricate pop-up kind of cards that I do, which is very much inspired by the likes of Sam, Iced Images, Positively Papercraft, and lots of different ladies. Actually, I started watching this new lady on YouTube. Her name is, and I hope I get it right, Sarah Tyndall, I think it is. I leave a link after the video to the lady in that I'm talking about. But she's brilliant. I think she's from London. She reminds me of Kerry Godlyman. Her voice and her humor is brilliant, and I'm really enjoying her videos at the moment. And she is very much like Sam, where she comes up with brilliant card ideas and card tutorials. So I'm loving her at the moment. But yeah, so I'd love your feedback. Do you like my videos that I do for Lizzie? Do you prefer it as 10 cards, one video, or do you prefer 10 videos for each, one video for each card I make? And would you prefer them to be, are you happy for me to do a gatefold card and just, use the design papers and everything to embellish it? I'm going to have a look at the comments now. Let's see. Last move I did, packing in plastic boxes, so much easier. Like you, I sorted out all the extra crockery, but I did get rid of it all. Yeah, Edwina, it is brilliant doing it like that, isn't it? Alicia said the birthday card I got from Auntie Bridie was one of your cards. Oh, isn't that fabulous? Yes, when Auntie Bridie comes to visit, I usually make, put together 10 or 15 of my card makes and give them to my husband's aunts and uncles when they come to visit as a little gift. And so sometimes those cards go back out. So that's lovely. And I know Alicia will have gotten a kick out of the fact that she got a card from her auntie and it was one of my makes. Funny. What else? Love the idea of you doing made to surprise videos. Thanks, Edwina. I'm definitely going to do that in the new year. Jenny says she does love From Lizi. Does love From Lizi deliver internationally. Sorry. Had a blonde moment there reading that. Yes, she does. She delivers everywhere. And I have a link actually at the bottom of this video. I did a link for my scissors and I did a link for the kit. And she delivers everywhere. And the great thing about Lizzie is, just say now you're all waiting for your December kits. You can go on to the website. Lizzie will have a cutoff date and you can order other products from the website and you can have Lizzie put it in your kit. So you're not paying extra shipping. So I know a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll go onto the website, they'll put stuff into their basket. And then when it comes time for the next kit, what they'll do is they'll then, process that through and select that it goes into the kit box. And then Lizzie ships that over. I mean, I think that's a brilliant thing that she does, and she ships all over the world. I'm sure there are, a couple of places that she can't ship to because it's very hard, maybe Ghana or somewhere like that. But if you check the subscription, if you go onto Lizzie's website, you'll see there she has a list of all the countries that she goes to. And Lizzie falls over herself to make sure everyone gets their kits. Last year there was postal delays for I think the New Year's kit or the Christmas kit or something. And Lizzie was no, do you know what it was? There was shipping issues from the UK with Royal Mail or whatever the carrier was. And so Lizzie actually went about and made a new stamp and did stuff and sent them out to those people that were affected. Like, it really bothered her. You could see it on her lives and stuff. She was really bothered that people were having issues with getting it, even though it was out of her control. Like, it wasn't as if the product was all, set in her warehouse or whatever, waiting to go. It had all gone via the courier and it had gotten delayed that way. So she's very genuine. It's a small company, so she wants to make sure all of her kit subscribers and people who purchase from her, that they're happy. Now, you can't keep everyone happy all the time, but it's very personal to Lizzie, and I think that's a brilliant, I think that's lovely that it is so personal to her. Edwina said, I cancelled the Papercraft Society and just have the Love from Lizzie subscription, like myself now, Edwina. Denise has been impressed by the unboxing videos for Love from Lizzie. Well, thanks very much. And, not like thanks for being impressed with my videos, but, thanks for being impressed with the actual product that comes in the kit. And if you have any issues with product, And I, honest to God, as far as I can remember, there has not been any issues with products from the kit. But if there is any issues, Lizzie is as fast as she can be at getting stuff sorted. And like I said, it's a little, I suppose you'd call it a cottage industry kind of a thing. The ladies that work for Lizzie are just so lovely. They're all very personally invested in everything being right, in answering emails, in dealing with any problems that may arise. Quantity, dealing with quantity is probably their biggest thing, for emails, looking for stuff or wanting help with stuff and stuff. The ladies are great at getting on and dealing with that as well. But I have nothing but good things to say about Love from Lizzie. And like I said, it's not because I'm a design team member, but because I actually, you know, I am impressed with it, and I love creating and crafting with it. So yeah, I can't get that across enough, really. If I wasn't impressed or happy in any way with something, I would say it. At the end of the day, I'm not going to tell someone, oh, this is brilliant, this is really worth it, this is great value for money, if it isn't. If I found that the products weren't good quality. Like Lizzie's stamps are all photopolymer stamps. They are not the silicone stamps that sometimes you'll buy a stamp set or whatever, and it feels very kind of floppy and not great quality. Lizzie stamps are all photopolymer and they stamp beautifully. You can see that the money has gone in to, quality products now. And that's one thing I'm happy to put out there and say straight up, you know, Denise, you'll notice if you get the kit, you have a look at the stamps that are in Lizzie's stamps, whether they're a small stamp like this one or a big, let me just reach over, or a set like this. You have a look at that and you have a look at some of the other stamps you might have in your stash and have a look at the difference in quality, and you'll see that the quality is there. She hasn't gone from a photopolymer stamp to the cheaper make of stamp, and that's another thing that really impresses me, because the other one, if you use the kind of silicone style stamp, they can break down over time and use. I got a blonde cards and crafts stamp made for me, and I thought it would be photopolymer, and it's not. And it's grand for stamping, but I've gone back to my red rubber stamp with my logo on it for stamping on the back of my cards, because the other silicone type one, it just was cracking and it wasn't stamping well. And now it was cheaper than the red rubber one that I got made, so I mean, you pay for quality, but it just made me realize, your stamp quality, depending on how much you use it, can really affect your stamping itself. Let's have another look at some of the comments. Thanks for your thoughts. You're welcome, Denise. My preference is a video a day. I look forward to it and usually watch when I go to bed of an evening. All right, Denise, I'll take that on board. Jenny thinks it's great to have a daily video too. Edwina likes the 10 videos for the very reasons that I mentioned. Yeah, and I think that's how I'm going to continue on doing it, with the 10 videos, making 10 different cards. It is a little bit more time consuming because I'm making 10 videos, and I think it actually takes longer to edit the 10 videos and all the other bits and pieces you have to do, with social media, scheduling, and all that kind of thing. It takes far more effort with 10 videos than it does with one, but I think it is more fulfilling personally for me as well, to do 10 videos. And I'll be honest too, if I post one video with 10 cards, you'll sit and watch it once. Maybe come back if you want to go over how a card is made. But if I put 10 videos out and you watch all 10 videos, then I have more views on my channel, which earns me a little bit more in income, which I put back into my crafting. But it's not all about that at the end of the day. But it's nice, to have that little added revenue income. So yeah. Plus, I enjoy it. I'm set here, and when you're at home full time, I don't have kids now. They're all grown up and lovely young women, but I have the two dogs, and so it's nice to be here, have the company of the dogs. Hubby is working. It passes my day. I enjoy doing a bit of housework, but let's be honest, I don't want to be hoovering and washing floors and cleaning and that every day. I'd rather come in, get a bit of housework done, and come in for the afternoon and spend a bit of time in my craft room. And I think it keeps the brain active as well. I love to read. I'm a great reader. Before I go to bed at night, I'll read. I have a Kindle, and I'll sit and read on my Kindle for a while. I love that. If I'm not feeling well in myself, or I'm feeling a bit low, I'll get out the Kindle and I'll read. And I think these things really do help your brain function as you get older. Now, I'm sure there's other things one can be doing as well, but for me, they're the things I like to do. I have to make sure I keep on the screen so you can see what I'm doing. This thing of fussy cutting and chatting. Well, that's easy enough. It's keeping an eye on the comments, so I hope you don't mind that I'm not reading as many comments as maybe I should be. So let's see what other comments. Jenny says, it's nice to have a mix of crafts, intricate and simple. Indeed. Dawn, good morning, Dawn. Is that my friend Dawn, my crafty friend, Dawn Dunn? No, Dawn Dunn, and then there's Crafty Dawn. Hello, Crafty Dawn. Dawn is another lovely lady. She has a YouTube channel as well. She's starting out, and yeah, she's a friend. Dawn Dunn says she loves watching any of my videos. I love to see Sam's stuff used in bigger cards. I prefer one video per card. It's just lovely to hear an accent that isn't American. Oh, thank you, Dawn. Yeah, I don't know. I was kind of thinking, oh, my Irish accent, because I'm not what I think a lot of people consider an Irish accent to be, but it depends on where you live. And I'm predominantly from a place called Shannon Airport. There's an international airport there. And growing up, we had lots of different people living in Shannon. So we really didn't have a strong accent. And by that, I mean, if you listen to the Dublin accent, it can be quite strong, depending what part of Dublin you're from, or the Cork accent, etc. And plus, I used to do customer service, so I was very conscious of how I would speak. So my telephone voice would be, good afternoon, how may I help you? And, I would try to speak very professionally, etc. So my YouTube voice is very much me trying to speak professionally, but being a little bit more relaxed about it. But in my everyday life, I'm a bit of a swearer. And I think that's because they say that people who swear a little in conversation are very honest in what they're saying, because they're not kind of filtering out what they're saying. Now, I'm not a big swearer. I'm not effing and blinding the whole way around kind of thing. But on occasion, if I'm getting very articulate, I will throw in the occasional soft, like feck and stuff like that now, yeah, so I don't know. anyway, I do my best to sound nice, I suppose is the best way. And I know some people have said that they enjoy listening to my voice and my accent. I think I speed up as I get excited, and that's something I try to be considerate of as well. And I try to be natural, I try to be honest and be who I am. And, yeah, that's just me. Um, Let's see. Denise says we'll have to look out for Sarah. Yeah, I'll definitely add a link below. I'll put something on my Blonde Cards and Crafts page, sending you over. She is a pretty big subscriber. She does have lots of views, etc. So I'm not like sending you her way, for her benefit. Just that I've really enjoyed watching her videos over the weekend, and think some of you, if you haven't seen her before, you might enjoy her videos as well. Yeah, she's funny. She makes me smile. I find I'm smiling a lot through her videos. She's very much herself, and I love that. A bit like Amy Orr. Amy Orr, she's an American crafter as well. She's quite a big crafter. She's up there with the Jennifer Maguires, etc. But I love her crafting. She's very much herself as well. Probably not as relaxed as Sarah and myself and maybe Sam and Gemma, but yeah, I do like watching Amy Orr as well. Let me just have a look at a couple of more comments. And I hope my fussy cutting here that you get to see what I'm doing. I should be sitting here going, now when one is fussy cutting, one should hold the scissors straight. And I basically keep the scissors, but I do tend to angle them a little to the left and the right, especially if I want to, go around. But most of the time I'm using this finger here and these two fingers here. And I'm just taking my time. Good lighting really helps. But honestly, people aren't looking at your fussy cut ephemera and going, oh, you got very close to the line there. I don't think people do, but I do try and keep it roughly the same, border the whole way along, but I'm not precious about it, you know. But I find take your time, have a good scissors, um, and try and make it as good as you can. And sometimes I might kind of cut out like that and I'll be, oh, that's too far. So I'll come back and I'll recut into it again. But you'll have seen in places like here is a lot closer maybe than here. But I think as long as you do keep a border, you should be all right. I enjoy doing this. Like I said, I have a scan and cut there that I could be using and I don't. And the reason for that is I quite happily sit here and fussy cut. I have a massive television in front of me over there. And what I'll do is I'll select it to play videos, from my subscriptions, and it'll go to play all. And I'll just have that on there and I'll be watching that while I'm fussy cutting. Or I might have a movie on. Sometimes though I'll get invested in the movie and I'll stop fussy cutting and I'll realize, oh, I stopped fussy cutting 10 minutes ago. But yeah, that's what I generally do. But I just take my time, I go around and just kind of try to keep the same border on it. But like here now that I've cut that off. So again, I'll come back into it and I'll turn the scissors as I'm turning the card. And then just do my little wiggles around it. And again, having a good scissors is so important, whether you're using the Fiskars or something else. It'll help with your fussy cutting. So there we go now. Look, isn't that grand? It's not perfect, but it's grand. I'm delighted with that. So I'll go back to the comments now. Let's see. Crafty Dawn says, it's interesting. You should mention Papercraft Society. I too am considering cancelling them and just staying with Love from Lizi. See, I think I think a lot of people are becoming disenamored with the Papercraft Society because they claim there's a high value in the box, but it doesn't feel like you're getting a lot in the box. I think that's what it is. I think you don't feel like you are. Now, I have to say, and I'll say it again, I love their stamps and dies that they put in. There's always a great either one or two lots of stamps or, you know, one or two lots of dies. And those of you who are subscribers or who have gotten Papercraft Society will know what I mean. Let me just get around this corner here. But I just think the stamps aren't photopolymer stamps, which disappoints me, I'll be honest. I do go to the Papercraft Society stamps and dies sometimes if I'm looking for a certain sentiment, either a stamp sentiment or a die. I will go to them. I find that as much as I'm rifling through my Love from Lizi stamps and dies, I will also rifle through my Papercraft Society stamps and dies, as well as the Made to Surprise. I think my first go-to place is Love from Lizi, and I have a fair idea now what stamps, etc., are there that I can use. And if I don't have something in my stash from Love from Lizi, then what I'll tend to do is I go to the Made to Surprise collections, because Sam has some fantastic stamps, sentiments, and, you know, verses and stuff like that. And then I will go to Papercraft Society and look there. I have some Christina Griffiths and other stamps in my stash that you'll have seen that I use on occasion as well. So I rifle through them all. But I'm sure if you've seen my craft room, you'll see behind me is mostly my Made to Surprise, my Love from Lizi, and then my Papercraft Society. So yeah. Okay, let's have another look at some of the questions. Are you enjoying this chat and live, folks? I hope you are. I hope it's not boring for you. Let's see. Crafty Dawn says, this looks great. Can't wait to get my kit. Denise, I start and finish the day reading. I love crime novels. Housework is boring. I agree, Denise. Houseworking is boring. Thing about housework is you wash a floor today, it gets dirty again tomorrow, and it needs to be washed the following day. So sometimes I feel, well, maybe I'll just wash it at the end of the week. But having two dogs who, oh, yeah, you know, oh, it needs to be done. But for the winter time, the dogs, Ghost and Buster, I have them in the back patio, and the back patio is all paving, so they tend to come in wet more so than dirty, and cleaning up after them is much easier on patio stones than it is going out into the grass and trying to forage for it in the long grass, because dogs will run through muck and they'll run through the other stuff. So yeah, and I'm very much considerate of, you know, they'll be outside and then come inside and dirty paws. But in saying that, if I could get away with washing a floor once a week, I'd only do it once a week. And the same with everything else, dusting and tidying, and life is so short. But then I kind of think, do you know what? That's my job. You know, hubby goes out to work Monday to Friday. He earns the money that pays for all the stuff. And my job is to, you know, have a nice meal ready for him when he comes home, have his clothes washed and cleaned for him, and, you know, the bed made and fresh bed linen on and all that kind of stuff. And it's not as if it's my job and he just expects it to be done either. You know, I know he appreciates that I do these things, but I see it as my role within the house. I wouldn't be um, a lady who thinks, well, I do this in the house and he should do that too. I feel he's out at work, he's doing a job which is mentally taxing as a manager, etc. And I figure, it's my job to do little things, like that. And I enjoy doing them for him. I like the fact when Mike comes home from work and there's a nice dinner ready for him and the kettle is boiling and he comes in and he has all that ready for him. I can honestly say we do not argue. We wouldn't, he wouldn't turn around and, get all bolshy, if you understand what that word means, aggressive or, shouting at me, oh, you haven't this done, or you. We don't talk to each other like that. We're very respectful of each other, very loving to each other. I respect the fact that he goes out to work and he does that and affords us the lifestyle that we have. And I feel by the things I do in the house is my way of showing him that. And I know a lot of people will not agree with that. And I'm sorry if you don't. And that's okay. We all live our lives to suit ourselves. So you do you and I'll do me. But I would be very much of the old school where you look after your partner looks after you, and then you have a happy life. If I need or want something, Mike will ask me, what do I need or what do I want? And if that's what makes me happy and we can afford it, then that's what we do and that's what we have. And I love that lifestyle. Like I said, I'm 53. I met Mike when I was 16 and we're still together. Are there things that could be improved in our relationship? I'm sure they are. There are things. I'm sure my girls might say, oh, mom, now dad could be doing this and dad could be doing that. But on the grand scheme of things, I am happy. And isn't that what you want? To live your life and be happy and know you're loved, that the person you love loves you back, and respects you and values you. I think that's what life should be about. We never went to bed on an argument. I would never lie there with my back turned to him thinking, you're an absolute bleep, bleep. We would always sort out whatever problem that there was, whatever it was, whether it was he was working too much or, if I thought one of the girls should be doing something and he didn't think it was an issue, we'd work through it. And when we were done, then we'd go to bed and we'd have our cuddle and stuff like that. And it's one thing I always encouraged my girls, never go to bed on an argument. If you can sort it out so that it's resolved in some form or fashion, then do that, and make it your job to ensure that your children, if you have some, and your partner are happy. And if they're happy, then you'll be happy, And if he is reciprocating, or she, whatever, your dynamic is, if your partner is reciprocating that attitude back at you, then you'll have a good life, I think. And there's always, spanners in the works, but yeah. Let me have another look at the comments. Uh, Crafty Dawn, yes, it's me. Hi, it's me. I'm late because I've been out and just got home. No worries, Dawn. It's lovely to have you here. I'm glad you're here. It's lovely to have you. And to be honest, guys, I'm just looking. There's 9 people in the live, and that just blows my mind. I thought I might have 1 or 2. So thank you to all of you who are watching live, and to you who come and watch later because you're at work or whatever. Thank you for watching my videos. I really, really appreciate those people who watch my videos and are subscribers. I feel like you're all friends, especially when you take the time to leave a comment if I've made a video, etc. I really am very appreciative of that. Let's see what else. Denise says, we used to have a TomTom sat nav and chose the Irish voice because we love the accent. Oh, that's lovely, Denise. I like my Kindle too, says Edwina. Great when you're waiting for appointments, etc. I get my Kindle out and it passes the time. Yeah, I have the Kindle app on my phone and on my tablet, etc. And I find it great. And myself and my sister, or should I say my sister and I, we share a household. So if I purchase books on my Kindle app, my sister Andrea can read them and vice versa. So it's really, really handy if you have someone in your household or to set up a household. So if you know your sister or your brother or your cousin or your mother or whoever, if you have a friend that has a Kindle and likes to read and you kind of like the same genre, and even if you don't, you can share a household with that person and you can share your books, share your library. It's brilliant. I love that. So rather than having maybe 1,000 books in my library, I've nearly 3,000 books in my library because I get to share what my sister reads, and we both love the same kind of stuff. So it's really great. Crafty Dawn says she loves my voice. Oh, thank you, Dawn. Um, you sound like a younger version of my lovely mother-in-law, and she's from Shannon too. Shut up, Dawn. No way. Wow, isn't it a small world, guys? That's why you should never not speak nicely of someone, especially on the interweb, because you never know who knows someone who knows that person you're talking about. But that is mad, Dawn. I must chat to you later and find out who that is, because Shannon used to be a really small place. Could turn out that I know the person, or my mom might know the person. Yeah, your lovely mother. Oh my gosh, that's mad. I'm smiling massive right now. Denise, those scissors look so easy to use. They are, Denise. I love they have the lock on them. So when they're closed, they stay closed. And when you pull this down, it opens. I find that by doing it if you struggle to fussy cut or you like fussy cutting and you don't have a scissors with the spring on it, I would really, really recommend getting one and having a go. I recommend this scissors. Excuse me, I should have brought a drink down with me and I didn't. I really recommend these scissors. I find them so easy. If I was using regular scissors right now, my wrist and my thumb would be killing me, but they're not. I feel very comfortable cutting away with these, and they feel nice in your hand. They have a nice contour. So yeah, definitely recommend it. And I have a link in the description for these scissors for on Amazon. It's an affiliate link. So any of the links that I share, some of them that are affiliate, what it means is that if you purchase using my link, it won't cost you any more than if you didn't use my link, but I get a little percentage kicked back to me from Amazon. So that's why I put some links in. But a lot of the time I'll put links in and they're not affiliate links at all, because you have to go on to Amazon and get an affiliate link and all that kind of thing. But thanks to my daughter Alicia, she set up the affiliate link program for me on Amazon. So, and she sorted out a shortcut last time that she was here, and it's made it much easier now. But yeah, but whether you use my links or not, I don't mind. I just put them there for ease for you guys. So yeah, I would really recommend these scissors, Denise. They're really, really good. Denise, really enjoyed the chat and sitting watching. Oh, great. I've sometimes I wish, you could do like a Zoom call where, I could have the chat and then you could be all there where you could actually be voicing in, where I could say, oh, Denise, I don't know. I know that there are ways that you could do it, but I would love to have verbal interaction when I'm doing stuff like this. I think it would be really lovely. But I'm enjoying the comments and reading them. Let's see what else. Oh, excuse me. Jenny says, I'm loving the chat. You are a very interesting lady. Plus, the Irish accent is bonus. Oh, thank you, Jenny. I mean that, like, honestly, guys, thank you. I'm loving it. I'm sat here smiling. I hope you can tell that with my voice that I'm smiling. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it too. Um, Hello, Benita. Benita is my lovely friend from Sweden. She's under the, is it Monogram? Well, she's under the name Under a Pile of Papers. That's Benita's YouTube channel. She hasn't been doing some videos recently because she hasn't been of good health. And I'm sorry to hear that, Benita, but she's a newbie to YouTube video creation. And I mean, what she makes is just fantastic. She made a Santa and a snowman there last week. I was video chatting with her and they look brilliant. They're the Tim Holtz Tonic Studios Santa and Snowman and they're fabulous. And I really think Benita should be doing more videos on YouTube because she makes some great stuff. But yeah, you're doing great, Benita. You really are. So hello, my friend. It's lovely to see you in the chat. Let's see. Donna Dawkins. Hi, I've been listening in the background whilst I die cut, and it's been great to have your company. Well, it's lovely to have you here as well, Donna. I take it you're one of the 11, and it's an absolute pleasure to be sitting here fussy cutting and having the chats with you. It really is. And if there's anything you'd like me to talk about, put it in the comments, and yeah, we can chat about anything you like. Let's see what else. I have to stop fussy cutting in order to read the comments. Where were we? Benita says, we are similar in age and met our men at the same time. That's right, Benita. Edwina met her husband when she was 16 and they're together 57 years. They got married. They've been married for 51 years and agree about never going to bed angry. Thanks very much. I feel I kind of feel like I'm just a one-off that kind of thinks that way. I'm glad that other people do too. Isn't it lovely to have met a partner and to still have them as you're older? I kind of look at some friends and people that I grew up with and stuff that got married and split up, and I feel my heart kind of breaks for them, when they split up from a partner. I feel sad. I kind of feel that I've benefited so much from having this long-term relationship. And I know people's relationships don't work for one reason or another. And you know what? You can be very lucky in love second time and sometimes third time around. We each have to do what works for us, you know? So yeah, but I have to say it's lovely to be with someone and to be with them so long. But I think it's definitely something that is changing. I think a lot of the younger people, um, aren't getting to have such long relationships and be with partners, and that makes me sad. But the world is an ever-changing and evolving place. So, it's just the way it is. But yeah, that's that, I suppose. Let me see, Jenny. All you can ask for is to be happy. And as long as it isn't illegal, I agree, then you do what makes you happy. You and your husband sound like a great team. And we are a great team. Most of the time, it's not perfect. There's always room for improvement. And I think that should be the thing for everything in life. Whatever you do your best. But as long as there's room for improvement, that's not a bad thing either. Practice makes perfect. And yeah, I firmly believe perfection is overrated. Only because I'm not a perfectionist. But I think as long as you do your best, it should be good enough. And as long as it makes you happy, and as long as you're not hurting anybody. Yeah. So yeah, let's see another one. Denise, I agree with you regarding your attitude to Mike and your way of life. My hubby and I were the same when we were working. Now we are retired. We work in the house together and have our hobbies. That's lovely, and as it should be, Denise. Didn't know about the Kindle, she says. We'll have to do that with my friend. Oh, I totally recommend it. If you're into Kindle and you have any other friends or family that are into Kindle and reading, I mean, you don't have to like the same things, but you might have a romance, novel that you like, and someone else might be into crime books and stuff. But, you might just decide, oh, that book looks interesting. And sometimes it's nice to kind of sit back with a nice romance and just chill out with it. So, yeah. Plus, it means you're getting books that you don't have to pay for because the person you're sharing your household with is paying for those books. So, yeah, I think it's brilliant. Um, Benita said, looks great. Thank you, Benita. Um, Alicia says, go and grab yourself a drink if you need it. I will, love. I will shortly. How long? Do you know, this live has been going for an hour and 20 minutes. That is gobsmacking to me, folks. I don't know about you, but wow. I said to hubby, I'll probably be about an hour at the most, love. He's actually off sick at the moment. He's a bad dose of a head cold and a really bad old barky cough. So he's working from home, which is a brilliant thing that COVID did kind of set really into happening. This thing of working from home, if you can, if you're in a job where you can do that. So he's lucky enough he can work from home. He's not going into work sick with a head cold. And I think there's people in work who, don't want people coming in if they're sick. I'd hate to be in work in an office and someone comes in snotty with a head cold, coughing and barking all around me. I'd be thinking, oh, for God's sake, why didn't you stay at home? So, yeah. So I've hubby at home with me at the moment because he's unwell. You'll remember I had a cold not so long ago. I don't know if it's the same one that he has or a different infection. You can probably still hear from my voice and the little cough I'm given every so often. I still have lingering bits from it, which is quite annoying, but is what it is. So yeah, he's at home at the moment, not feeling too great. He came home on Friday and he said he wasn't feeling great on Friday, and it just got progressively worse. By the time we were going to bed, he had a banging headache and felt awful. My heart was breaking for him. And he was like, I know it's not a man flu. And I'm like, I wouldn't dare to say someone has a mad flu. This, and I hear people saying, "Oh, my husband has man flu," and I think, well, who are you to judge if you're at home and you're in pain with either you've hurt your hand or your finger, or you're sick with a head cold. And when you're sick and you're feeling rough and you're feeling really, really rough, who are to you to say that how you're feeling is any worse or any less than how someone else is feeling? And I honestly think men feel things far worse than women do, because I think women, we were designed to give birth. So I think our pain threshold and levels are actually a little bit higher than men. So I think we actually feel, we might feel really crap, to use the word, but we still get on with things. But for men, that can feel much worse to them. So I would never look at my hubby and kind of say, oh, well, your cold isn't as bad as the cold I had, kind of thing. If he's feeling crap, then he's feeling crap. Just like when I was feeling crap, I was feeling crap. So yeah, that's just one of my pet peeves. Anyway, I know he wasn't feeling well at all, and I wouldn't take from his, how he was feeling to say it was less than how I was feeling, etc. But anyway, I think if you're not well, you shouldn't be in work, especially if it's a bug that you have that you can, give to other people. And I think when we were having COVID, we were all wearing masks and we were all washing our hands and everything. And I think less bugs were being passed along. But now we've all gone back to being, you know, less washing of our hands. Like when you go out shopping and you come home, do you still go and first thing go wash your hands like you used to during COVID? Hubby and I still do that. Or we'll get out, you know, the liquid disinfectant stuff because we bought like 500,000 bottles during COVID. No, I'm joking. We didn't. We did get a good few, so I have some left. So generally we'll reach for them. But I think people aren't being as good about stuff like that anymore. So now the colds are back in full force. People are going into work sick because they don't want to be out of work. Whereas coming into work being sick, I think you're then passing on your bugs. So this thing of it being better off, you know, that you don't go into work because you're not making everyone else sick, and so other people aren't having to take time off. But that's just what I think. And yeah, I don't know. Am I being a little bit, oh, Simone, your opinion is being very strong. Yeah, that's how I feel. Anyway, hubby hasn't been well, and I've been doing my best to help him feel better. Okay, I'm gonna go back and read. Okay, let's see. Where was I? Okay, so Benita is coloring with her new markers, the Ohus. Is that how you pronounce it? I hope so. And having so much fun and no aches. Her hands are happy. Oh, I'm delighted to hear that, Benita. Janice, hello, Janice. Welcome. Janice is one of my regular subscribers. I'm delighted to see your face and your name there, Janice. Good morning. Wow, the time change sucks. I'm sorry about that. Maybe I should have done it later. Maybe the next one I'll do in the evening time. So those at work and those in different countries will get to enjoy it as well. Denise said verbal interaction would be fantastic, wouldn't it, Denise? Wouldn't it be lovely to hear? Like I'd love to hear how some of you sound, you know? Yeah. Uh, Denise says you need a cup of tea. I do. I need a cup of tea, but I'll make one when I'm done. I'm not too bothered now. We're grand. We're at an hour and 26 minutes. Gosh, this is a long live. But look, as long as you're happy to be here, I'm happy to be fussy cutting away. And sure, we're nearly coming to the end now. But I get distracted, you see, with chatting and stuff, so it makes it longer. Anyway, let's see. Denise says, I'm too kind. I'm not. I'm just being me. Thank you. I'm hoping to get some more videos out soon. Well, you do you, Benito. When you're feeling well and you're inspired, you know, then go ahead and do them then. And I know you have some subscribers that enjoy watching your videos. The same with you, Dawn, Crafty Dawn. You have some subscribers that like watching you too. And when you're newbies to posting YouTube videos and you've only a few subscribers, you know, I think it helps though, you know, as your channel grows, you become more relaxed. And I think Dawn and Benita are both very chill. They're quite like me when they're doing their videos. They're very chilled and, you know, they're not like very formal about it. And I think that's lovely. For me, that's the type of videos that I like, crafty videos to watch. I like the informal and laid back and chilled out kind of videos. I'm just going to trim this down. I see my border on the left side of this is a little skinnier than on this side. So I'm just going to go back over and trim them down a little bit. I think that's perfect. That's lovely. So looking forward to using all these floral bits, etc. when I'm making my cards. They'll be handy for tucking in. And the plains, I'm going to use them. I know it's very floral, but I really do think I should be able to make a couple of masculine cards. What I do is I sit down and I design up on a book, and I'll show you here just in case some of you are interested. I'm not going to show you my recent designs, but I'll go back to a previous thing. So what I do is I have this and I sit down and I'll say, right, I'm going to make this kind of gatefold pop out card, and I do up my little drawing and I put down my measurements and little bits, and I do that for all 10 cards. When I've that done, then I will cut all the pieces out for each card, and I put them in a little baggie and have them at the side. And then once I'm finished and I have them all prepped, then what I do is I'll sit down and I assemble all the cards and record it. So it's nice to have all these little bits fussy cut out, you know, so it'll make it all the easier. I have my bin is down here behind me, but I'm just swiping it all onto the floor. Okay, let's have a look at more of the, let's see. Crafty Dawn says, she met her hubby when she was nursing his mum. He needed care and I arranged that for him. Now we've been married for over 30 years. We never go to bed on an argument and we are happy. You see, I think that's the ongoing theme. You know, if you have a disagreement or an argument with your partner over something, sort it out, deal with it, you know, come to an agreement about whatever it is, and then move on. You know, don't let it affect how you love someone just because you're angry at them. You know, I think that's something to remember if you do have an argument. You love that person. They're just being themselves, you know, and try and rectify, you know, whatever the problem is. You know, talk it through, go over it. And I find as well, something I learned in one of the parenting classes I did when my girls were very young was I would never say to my girls, oh, you did this and you're so bold. I would always say to them, you know, when you do that, it makes me feel very sad, or I feel very hurt that you've done that, you know. I try and kind of turn it around on them. And I would always ask them, like, why did you do that? Especially if you have young children out there, I mean, under the age of 10, and they do something bold, ask them why they did it, you know, and then come back to them a half an hour later, and ask them again, why did you do that? And most of the time they'll tell you, I don't know. And it's because they honestly don't know. It's something to do with the brain. But I would always say to them, you know, that you know, and I would use that kind of thought process with my husband as well. If he did something that made me really angry, I would say to him, you know, oh, Mike, why did you do that? That made me feel really sad when you did that, you know, or I feel very hurt that you think that way, or you think of me that way, or, you know, rather than just going hell for leather into an argument and being aggressive about it. Because, another thing is when you're aggressively having an argument, you're always trying to get, one will get louder and you'll get louder and you'll get louder. Whereas if you keep your tone low, if someone is shouting at you, then what you should do is quietly speak to them, because they will like lean in to listen to what you're saying. It brings the whole tone of an argument down. So, and I used to use that with my girls as well. If they were shouting, I didn't do that, it's not my fault, I'd say, what? Why? And I'd speak, you know, quieter to them. And that works with adults as well, especially if you have a manager in work and they like to shout at you. You should just very calmly turn around and say, you know, I really don't appreciate that you're shouting at me like that. I would rather you just speak to me in a nicer tone, or in a, you know, you don't need to be so aggressive. I think in this day and age as well, with HR and everything, um, but it really deflates an argument when you bring the tone down. You'll win an argument better when you actually keep your tone light than when you shout. Because when you start shouting in an argument, you just start shouting one on top of the other. And I don't think it actually benefits whatever the problem is. And that's just me. Let's see. Denise says she always and still does wash her hands when she comes in. Yeah, I think it's a good practice to keep up. It really is. Alicia says, I hope he feels better quick. Alicia is in the Netherlands. For those of you who don't know, she's my youngest daughter. She has a little girl who is 18 months now. Her name is Jane. That would make her my granddaughter. She's our first granddaughter, and she is much loved. And I don't share images or anything like that on my social with Jane because Alicia and her husband Jens don't like the idea of Jane being on social media, and I quite agree with that. If that is their preference, who am I to say I have a problem with it? So I don't share. I'd love to be sharing lots of pictures of when they're visiting and everything on my social media, but I like as well that it's, it's just something for us. But we're going to visit them in the Netherlands next Saturday. We're going over for Sinterklaas, which is their version of, it's actually bigger than Christmas over there for them. And it is visiting, it's Santa Claus coming to them. He's there already, but we're going over for that. And we've started doing that with Alicia and family. So my videos will be scheduled for while I'm away. But yeah, it's just, I'm so glad he's got this cold and is recovering now, because I would hate for him to be unwell when we're going to go traveling on an aircraft. And I would feel very bad about going over and being there. If one of us wasn't well, I would kind of struggle with that. I know Alicia would want us to go regardless, but I would find it hard to go visit someone when I'm not well, because I would hate to pass on any bugs that I may have to someone else. And, being traveling, I would hate to be traveling and being unwell and maybe pass a bug on to someone who's, maybe got someone at home that isn't, able to deal with an illness or something. I would be considerate like that. Because I would like to think people would be considerate of that, even though most people aren't. But yeah, you're right, Alicia. It's good that your dad is unwell now rather than unwell over there. Janice says it's okay. I can't remember what it's okay is about. But Denise says that's a fabulous insight into how you design your cards. Thanks, Denise. Janice says, thank you for putting so much time into bringing us your great card designs. Oh, thank you, Janice. Denise says, never bear grudges. Tell your feelings and move on. I agree. This thing of hoarding a feeling against someone and just, but you know what? All it does is cause you anxiety. And that person can be going about their life and have no idea. And there you are at home stressing and worrying and causing yourself anxiety about something, and they're not even bothered. So what's the point? I just don't know. If you fall out with someone, either rectify the problem or just move on, because at the end of the day, you can bet your money they're not sat at home stressing over the fact that they've fallen out with you. So yeah, that's what I do in life. You know, and if people are worth their salt at all and you have a disagreement with a friend, then you should be able to come to the realization that, you all see things differently. And just because you don't agree with that person shouldn't affect your relationship with them, Anyway, let's have another look. Gillian Godfrey. Hello, Gillian. Welcome. I'm on here now, an hour and 38 minutes, and I've only got 3, 5, 6 more pieces to fussy cut out. I thought I'd only be on for an hour, Gillian, but it's working out longer. But everyone seems to be enjoying it, so yay. I agree about not attacking the person, but explaining it is the actions you're unhappy with. From Edwina. Yeah, I think that's a very important thing, is to, say, I'm not happy you've done that thing, and how it makes you feel. Because a lot of people don't stop to actually think about how that makes you feel. What they're considering is how it makes them feel, and sometimes you know, by doing that, they actually kind of take a look back and go, oh, I'm sorry it made you feel that way. I didn't realize it. And most of the time, people don't realize it, you know? So yeah, communication is key, folks. It is key. No, no worries, Benita. How super. Enjoy your trip. We will, Edwina. I'm looking forward to it. It's only from Saturday till Wednesday. It feels like such a short time, but we've had a good few visits this year between Alicia and family coming to visit us and us going over to them. And that's the joys of having family that don't live in the same country as you know. You don't get to see them as often as you would. I mean, if they lived in Galway or Cork or up in Northern Ireland, you know, you'd make the efforts to see them more. But when you have to get on a plane and do all those things, yeah. And I don't enjoy traveling. Well, I enjoy traveling, but my body does not enjoy traveling. It actually rebels against it. And I find that very confusing. Um, I mean, I'm not afraid of going on a plane. I've no problem going anywhere because my thing at the end of the day is I'm with Mike. So if there's a problem, generally he takes the bull by the horns and deals with it. If anything happened, no matter where we are, we're in a position to, you know, get out of it. But my body just doesn't get the message. It thinks that the end of the world is about to happen. And yeah, no one likes traveling when they're feeling nauseous, etc. So it puts me off traveling, but it annoys me that I feel that way. Is there anyone else out there like that? Um, I find the mind is it's an amazing thing and it can be so annoying. And I know there's all these um, help things that you can do and groups and the whole lot, but I've been like this for years. It is improving, especially in the last few years. Before I would be so sick. Oh, travel sickness. If you've had a child, I would relate it to morning sickness. That's what my travel anxiety, because that's the proper name for it, let's be honest, is like. It's like having morning sickness. And it can start a week or so up to the traveling. And then I can have it for a week, a month after the traveling. It just throws my whole system out of whack. And I find it so frustrating that my body behaves like that. And I don't understand why, because I love the idea of going visiting my daughter and seeing my granddaughter and her husband. And, you know, it excites me, the idea. Like if someone said, oh, Simone, we're all going to Birmingham and we're going to do a crafting weekend, I'd be like, whoa, who's going to be there? That's so exciting. And then a week before it happens, my whole body would just kick off. And I'm like, oh, I find it so annoying. Anyway, let's see. Crafty Dawn says, Simone, the marriage guidance counselor. I think you were great at it. A new career in the making. Oh, Dawn, that's so funny. Oh, that's so funny. I'd be afraid to give advice, Dawn. All I can tell you is how I feel and how I think, because I would hate for to give advice and for it not work to someone else, or for someone else to get annoyed or bolshy, as I would say, that I would be saying something. And, you know, because unfortunately there are some people out there, I would like to think none of them are in my crafty group, but there are people out there that can get very offended by things you say. Um, you know, so yeah, it's the world we live in. We have to be so careful about what we say. Oh, guys, look, I'm on the last flower. Okay, I'm going to quickly read through the last few comments. Where are we? Marriage. Uh, Edwina says, I agree about not attacking the person, but explaining its actions you're unhappy with. Let's see. Denise says, being a grandparent is fabulous. I have a granddaughter who has just turned 16 and a 13-year-old grandson. Oh, isn't that lovely? Don't they just make you smile? When I think of my granddaughter, I just smile. And my daughter is brilliant. She sends lots of WhatsApp videos and lots of WhatsApp pictures to me. We talk, video chat on WhatsApp regular, like nearly every day. So that's wonderful. But yeah, it's just so lovely. Edwina has 4 grandchildren and the youngest is soon to be 18. Oh, how wonderful. Gillian said, I had a hospital appointment, so we'll catch up. No worries, Gillian. Alicia says, desensitize yourself by doing it often. You hardly ever travel. Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it, Alicia? I love the idea of it, but when I do it, I don't feel well. And then, yeah, I am feeling better about it. And, I am enjoying it. But I enjoy being in my craft room and I enjoy being around my pups as well. What else? Jenny says, I'm sorry your body lets you down. Traveling is a wonderful thing. Trade your body in for one that loves to go anywhere on a plane. Oh, I wish. Wouldn't that be fabulous? Oh, indeed. Yeah. Oh, sure, look. It is what it is. I try not to let it stop me doing stuff. But, I acknowledge the fact that it is there now, and it's like when I go to visit Alicia or visit my mom or stuff like that, they know I'm always quite verbal about it with people. So they know how I feel. So if I'm not feeling well or I'm looking a bit grey, they just make allowances for it. Now I'm going to read the last few comments. Denise says, my husband suffers with panic attacks now and has tried everything to combat it. That is why we take the car on the ferry to Ireland. Well, do you know what, Denise? My husband is great at chatting with people who have panic attacks or have anxiety and stuff like that. He is an advocate in work. People tend to come up to him a lot in work and chat with him regarding, how they're feeling and stuff like that. Everyone knows that oh, Mike's a great person to chat with. Some of them will go to him in confidence and stuff, and some of them will go to him if they're struggling maybe with someone in work or whatever, and he'll help them with it. He also has a little video. I might actually share that. But the person he found that helped him so much on YouTube with dealing with anxiety and panic attacks is Wayne Dwyer. He's gone now, he's died, but he really is an American guy, and he helped people with dealing with anxiety and panic and all that kind of thing. So if you know someone who is dealing with that kind of thing, I would recommend get them to have a look at Wayne Dwyer on YouTube and see if some of his videos can help. Mike always recommends when he's talking to someone to have a look and see, as well as other things, as well. It depends on the person and their anxiety or whatever. But yeah, Wayne Dwyer, if you want to look at something and maybe, help you, it might help you. That's what helped him. Benita says, wow, you have been working hard. I have. Alicia asks, do your hands hurt? I can't believe you cut that entire page. No, my hands feel great. I could totally pick up another one and continue on, to be honest. I think the chatting, now look, I'm here an hour and 49 minutes. To be honest, that probably would have taken half an hour or 40 minutes in real life. But because I was chatting and getting distracted with that and then reading comments, etc., it's taken longer. And sure, to be honest, I've just enjoyed the fussy cutting and the chatting with everyone. So that's why I haven't been in any hurry or kind of pushed to make it go a little bit quicker. I hope you've enjoyed this live as well. Denise says, thank you for your time and thoughts today. I had a fabulous week. Edwina said she loved the chat as well today. Well, I'm delighted, folks. I really am. I'm so glad to have had some of you here. Well, all of you here today with me. And I hope, that you've enjoyed it for just the chats and the bit of fussy cutting and stuff. And I figure I'm going to do more things like that if I'm ink blending a panel or I'm prepping something for a video. Rather than sitting down and doing it, I'm just going to come on and do a live. Whether I put a bit of notice up, I put a notice up on my blonde cards for this because I just fluked my way to setting it up as an event, so that's why it went up. But now I know how to do it. I'll do it again. Edwina said she loved the chat today. Jenny said, Simone, thank you for letting us into your life. Benita said, thanks. It was really nice watching. Hugs. Don't forget, Benita, you and I are going to do a little craft along. We'll have a video craft some stage this week. So yeah, we'll definitely have to WhatsApp and do that. Gillian said, it's lovely to hear your voice and have a little catch up. Great. I enjoyed it too, Gillian. Janice says, can't wait to see what you do with all these. Thank you for today, even if I came in late. Well, once this is over, you can always go back and watch it from the beginning. It'll be in my live videos, so they're always there. Yeah, so Alicia says, was wonderful. Thanks for the chats. And Benita says, oh yes, I was thinking Thursday. Hopefully you can. I think Thursday, yes. Let me get back to you on that, Benita. I'll WhatsApp you, darling. Yeah, so I'm going to leave it there. Hopefully now I'm going to very professionally leave the live. But until next time, folks, thank you so much for joining me while I fussy cut these images out. And I look forward to recording my videos and getting them edited and scheduled before I head off to the Netherlands on Saturday. So I'm going to leave it there, folks. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for watching my channel, subscribing and hitting the thumbs up and dinging the bell and all those things. I really do appreciate it. So until next time, for either my next live video or my next recorded video, take care, stay safe, enjoy the rest of your week, folks, and bye for now. Bye bye.